Hi guys, so something has been on my mind for a minute and I wanted to share. In the last 12 to 18 months, every time I go somewhere, people are always like, oh my God, Arista, you're winning, you go girl, you're doing so well. Or I'm hearing things like, you inspire me, your life is so amazing. And I'm like bruh, I go through my own fair share of struggles as well. And to be honest, like it felt good to hear these compliments because I was kind of winning. I was smashing my goals. I had written this fantastic book that had helped thousands of women across Africa. I was traveling, going on my book tour from city to city in Nigeria and going to countries like Ghana, South Africa, and, England. It was amazing. But those compliments started making me feel some type of way because at that point in time, there was a duality to my life. Let me explain. On one hand, I was living my dream and I had all these fantastic opportunities that were coming my way. On the other hand, I was living my nightmare and I was going through a lot of personal struggles and money-related struggles. So the thing is, social media can be very powerful. Instagram shows you the glitz and the glam, but it doesn't show you the behind the scenes, the struggles that people go through. Not like I expect anybody to sort of like, start taking pictures of themselves in the mornings when, they feel, oh my God, I'm so depressed that I can't get out of bed, or do a video when you're crying because things just seem like they can't go right for you at that point in time. But I feel like it's important to share some of our struggles because they're lessons that other people can learn as well. Because there's certainly a lot of lessons that I learned in my own season. I'm by no means saying or advocating that people should be putting all of their business up in the streets, but I feel like people can learn some lessons. And I got to a point where I made the decision that I wanted to, if I was serious about this financial education journey, there was no better experiment than my own life. There was no better guinea pig than me. And I struggled with it for a bit because I got to a point where I really wanted to share some of this stuff. But I struggled and I was wondering why was I struggling, and it was because of the fear of judgment. And then I thought, I'll just do it anyway. It became clear to me that we live in a society where when we're, successful or wealthy, we'll laud it. But when we're struggling or there's lack or we're not doing so well, we're silent because there's so much shame surrounding lack, not having, and struggle. So I've decided that I'm going to do this vlog series to document some of my experiences with money, to share some of my struggles with money, some tips, some hacks, the things that have worked for me, the things that haven't. So here goes, struggle number 1. 2 years ago, I went from paid employment to becoming an entrepreneur. And it was scary, but I did it with the notion that I had a financial cushion to rely on while I was trying to monetize my entrepreneurial ideas. However, I was blindsided by something that I honestly didn't see coming. So you think you have all your shit together and then boom, something happens. Concentration risk. When we talk about investing, we usually talk about diversifying your money into different asset classes so that you can hedge against risk. But what we don't talk about is concentration risk. So the idea that a huge chunk of your net worth or your money is in one institution, and if anything happens to that institution, you're screwed. So for me, the institution that I was invested in, between litigation and cash flow problems, my money was tied up. So I knew that I would eventually get it back, but the question was, what do I do in the interim? And I had to take a long, hard look at my financial life, and I realized in the middle of this entrepreneurial journey that I was broke. Shocking. The smart money woman is broke. And anyway, I'm going to share this because I'm sure that there are lots of people who, who have been going through a lot of stuff. Like, so maybe you lost your job during the recession or your business is struggling. And the questions are, what do you do next? because it's so easy to get to this point and then get stuck in that woe is me mindset. But woe is me does not pay the bills. And in this season, I learned that I'm a soldier. When I'm my back is against the wall, I will fight, right? So I basically was in survival mode. So for most people, their first instinct when they're broke or going through some kind of financial struggle is, who can I borrow from or where can I borrow from? But the truth is, that is probably just going to be a band-aid, and it's not going to solve your problem long term. You need to figure out, two things: how to increase your earning potential and how to cut your costs. And a strategy that combines both things is probably going to be the most effective. But the reality is, as much as it's great to cut costs, you have to aggressively increase your earning potential. And I remember when I was in this season of, I'm still in this season of aggressively, trying to increase my earning potential. I was doing back-to-back speaking engagements. I was doing a lot of stuff, and I'll get all these questions about, I'll be sitting in a panel and someone will say, oh my God, Aristelle, you're so driven. Like, what drives you? What inspires you? And I'm like, hunger. And they'll think I was joking and start laughing. But the reality is I was in survival mode. I was in, how do I make this money? How do I make this money in this season? So I'm not quite where I was before, but I'm basically back on the right track. So my tip of the day is this: find your own currency. What do I mean by this? In a season where you're broke or you don't have money, so you don't have money, but what do you have that you can parlay into an opportunity that can create an income for you? The Bible says that your gift will make room for you. And this was so true for me in this season. I had to figure out what my own currency was if it wasn't money. So what were those things that I could parlay into opportunities? And I found that I had two currencies. The first one was my skills. So I had figured out that I was really good at breaking down financial jargon in a way that everyday people could understand. And I did this through writing a book, creating financial content for platforms that would pay me for it, speaking engagements, workshops, that kind of thing. I also found I was good at another thing, strategy. I love to talk about people's businesses, what the market potential is, what's the business model, all those kind of things. I'm that annoying friend where at a party, you tell me your business idea, I'll start asking you questions. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? So I was good at that. So I found that I could charge businesses for strategy sessions. So my skills. So my second currency was my brand. So I had slowly but surely been building this brand. And the question was now how to monetize it. And, for the most part, most people feel like a brand is now this new buzzword or a vanity project. But a brand has become super important in making money these days. I'll explain. So I read something recently that your mastery is really important. But even if you master your craft and you're the best at what you do, if you don't have the ability to market it, nobody will know about it and you won't have any customers, right? So marketing is really important. Now, the difference between marketing and having a strong brand is with marketing, you have to go out to look for customers. But with a brand, people are coming to you. And I found that this was so valid in my situation. And again, that Bible verse that says your gift will make room for you, it was so true for me because I had all these big brands coming to me to collaborate, to do things that will help them sell their own products. And it was amazing. I was getting these amazing opportunities. And I can't lie, there were times where I would, wake up in the morning and be like, am I really doing this? Is this really my life? Like, is this person actually offering me this opportunity? And it was crazy because it was just this small, tiny gift that God had given me of being able to do this thing of breaking down financial jargon and doing it in various different ways that had opened all these doors for me. So I wanted to go to London on my book tour. British Airways sponsored my trip. I love to travel. I love to eat at nice restaurants. Those are the things I love doing. And I was finding brands that wanted to associate with me and give me and exchange value with me. So South African tourism, as in, took me on this 1 week amazing trip to Cape Town. All expenses paid. It was amazing. And you basically get to a point where you're getting paid to do the things that you love. So I figured out what my currency was. What's your currency? In a time or in a season where things are not going so well for you financially, so you don't have money, what do you have that you can parlay into an opportunity? I'd love to hear your own suggestions, your own experiences. Please share with me. I look forward to going on this journey with you and sharing in my own experiences as well. Bye.